Hi. In this video we will discuss how Centrify provides privilege elevation on Windows and how it's logged in the event log, and how with direct authorize we can provide session capture and replay. But first, a quick recap. Why would you want to do this? So privilege elevation on Windows is important because it eliminates the need to have local administrators. It also eliminates the need of having multiple users be part of privileged groups in AD, and it eliminates also or mitigates the risk of attacks like the hash-to-hash attack. So typically what we have with Centrify is not only ability to do it on Unix but also on Windows as well. And there's three types of rights that you can define in a role: basically desktops, applications, and network access. Collections of those roles basically compose what somebody can do with privilege. For example, I'm logged in as Diana in this particular system, and if I open the authorization center, you can see that this end user has the ability to log in locally or even through a remote session that could be a RDP or Citrix session. The other thing that you can see is you can see the roles that this person has available. Notice that there's the domain admin global role and another one in there, as well as you can see the details of the role. So where was this role assigned? So does it apply to all systems, to a subset of the systems, or does it apply to an individual system? So let's take a look at this role. Notice that this role is an eternal role. Has been assigned for me to be permanent, and you can have roles that are only effective for a few minutes or hours or days. And roles can have multiple rights, like in here. This role, it's effective at any day, at any time, and provides the following rights: an administrative desktop and a set of applications. Notice that applications can be set up, and there's a criteria, and this is going to run basically as a domain admin. So this is a very, very dangerous role. Finally, I want you to highlight this. Notice that in here it says not auditing. This means that auditing can be turned on selectively, and you'll see what that means at the end of the demo. But first, how Centrify uses the native event log to provide notification of privilege elevation. All I'm going to do here, I'm going to open an application, and I'm going to run that application by using the run as command. When I do open as role, and I'm going to pick the domain admin role that has that particular application. If I look now at the status of the authorization center, an interesting thing changed, and now is that I'm being audited, right? So auditing has been turned on because I'm doing something that is deemed to be a little bit risky. If I look at the event viewer, for example, I'll be able to look at the application log, and typically what we have in here are events around audit trail. So let's go ahead and look at this event, and notice that it properly identified the user, what time it was created, and notice what it says: success of launching a particular application. In this case, this MSC, the Access Manager MSC, was actually launched. So what does it mean to organizations? It means that today you probably are mining for the event logs, the sys logs, and other places to do log aggregation. So without having to add anything particularly proprietary, you can continue to have that richness. However, if we want to take this to a different level and add more level of granularity, this is where direct audit comes into play. And I'm going to go ahead and close this application that I had open right here, so you can see the effects of it. So I'm going to close it out, and notice that now when I go back to Authorization Center, I'm not auditing. But if I really want to take a look at exactly what the user did, all I need to do is use the Audit Analyzer. And just like I showed in the Unix video, we have the ability to take a look at what happened today. So in here, I can not only see the events that the person actually did, right? But also, I can see a video of it. So you can still look at the events that were performed, in this case in Windows, but you can take a look at it just like if it was like a DVR. You can take a look at it and play it either in real time or fast forward or rewind. And notice that all the things that we did when we were in that session were actually recorded. This is using a unified architecture because Centrify basically writes their own software. Finally, all in the context of direct audit, all the events, all the things that happened with privilege, regardless of it being on Unix or on Windows, are centralized in the events. So notice that in here I can tell you, for example, when I launched in Windows, when I launched that Managed Access Manager, but also when you know, when a command in Windows was actually in Unix was actually granted as well. So, and also when somebody logged in through a PAM application. Notice that before I had a video about trouble tickets. So now you can also assign that. So what is the key here? Centrify uses native utilities like syslog in Unix or event log in Windows. But you can augment the capability by adding more meaningful data, like for example a trouble ticket number, or if things become a little harder and you really need to know what somebody did, you could just replay what people did, like if it was a movie. So from that perspective, when you're looking at things like SANS critical security controls, 1211 that says that you should log what people are doing with privilege, or even on PCI 10.2.2 that you should be able to log what people do with privilege, but and reproduce it as well. This is where Centrify allows you not only to meet but exceed those control needs. And I hope this video actually helped you guys.